What I expected next to see was a live stream announcement. What I did not expect to see was a medical rescue rerun. I'm starting to believe that Infold wants us to spend all of our money before the anniversary, because why else would they do this? Hey guys, it's Emily and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing the medical rescue rerun and whether or not you should pull on it. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to give you a basic rundown. Basically, I'm going to give you all of the information that I have. Talking about reruns and how they work in general, the battle given the Stellachrome and the buff that it has, and what other cards also have that color Stellachrome, the story itself, the Kindled, and my personal opinion on, given what's upcoming and just like my personal thoughts on the card itself, whether or not I think it's worth pulling on. To start off, this is a rerun, which means that this runs in a separate wish pool compared to the regular wish pool. So it does not have the same wish pool that Caleb's Indulgent Scheme currently is running in. Reruns all share the same wish pool, which means that they all have the same pity, and it's not the same pity as the regular main limited wish pool is. So if you've never pulled on a rerun before, that means you most likely are stuck at 70 for pity. Reruns also don't come with the same pulls that you may have got in the event previously. Now, I don't believe Medical Rescue came with any free pulls, but I was not around for this time. I just believe that solos typically don't come with free pulls, from my knowledge. So I'm just gonna guess that that was the case. Reruns also typically run for a shorter length of time. This rerun will be running from December 24th, Christmas Eve, to December 31st, New Year's Eve. Interesting timeline. Reruns also have different packs because they are a part of a different wish pool and have different wishes applied to them. So you can't use wishes that you could buy for Caleb's Indulgent Scheme. You would not be able to use those in the same wish pool as the Medical Rescue one. There are also less packs in comparison to what you could get for Indulgent Scheme, or just in general of like what you could get on the first time around. So reruns are more expensive than they would have been originally. With all that being said, let's jump into the battle portion. Medical Rescue is a red card with a defense buff. Zayne's other red 5 stars also include his Master of Fate Myth, which was already rerun this past May, I think. Cozy Afternoon, which you can get in the standard wish pool at any time. Frozen Nightfall, which was for Prologue to Tomorrow. It's just the Kindled from Prologue to Tomorrow, but you can get that in the wish shop also at any time, and it does not rotate, so it's just always there. Exclusive Tutorial, which was a part of the, I think, Heartwork routine, like solo theme, like the workout one, and has yet to be rerun, so this one is also upcoming. And Drunken Intimacy, which was part of the Veiled Whispers multi-banner, which reran back in September. His 4-star red cards include Neon Night and Starry Nocturne, which are a solar pair. Beginning, which I think is a Foreseer Secret Times. Delicacy and Surprise Encounter. He has one card you can get in the Galaxy, which is Stacked Pulses. And finally, he has one Promise red card, which is Holding Autumn, which is currently available, I think, for a few more days by the time I'm uploading this video. Now, if you're trying to be like, Emily, which one should I get? Should I get Holding Autumn or should I get Medical Rescue? Coming from strictly a battles component, I would get Medical Rescue. As it is a 5-star, it's going to be able to help you more. And while I do love the story for Holding Autumn, I think Medical Rescue is probably just the better card to get overall. And while Holding Autumn does come with a lot of benefits, you know, if you got the Promise, right, you'd get the other side of it. I think it'll probably be more like worth it in the long run to get Medical Rescue, as that one will help you more in the battle to get more diamonds overall. Moving on to the story portion. The plot of this story is that Zayne goes to save an injured hunter, but he also gets injured in the process. This story has a bit of a main story feel to it, as it feels like there is general stakes to it. You get to also take care of an injured Zayne rather than being the other way around where he usually takes care of you. And that's always fun. I love that. It was also Zayne's first solo. I find it to be a really fun card. I really enjoy this one. I really like the storyline. It's been a bit since I've played it, but you know, I know it well enough to kind of just talk to you about it now. I feel like there's quite a bit of the story that is just from Zayne's perspective, and we are following him through the mission before we really get to see him and MC interact later on in the card. And I think that is something good to note, and while I do enjoy this card, you may not get as much of Zayne and MC as you may have liked to. Partly because this card is also kind of short. I believe it's probably around like the 13-minute mark. Same as the other 2 solo cards that were also released around this time were. The Kindled is also relatively short, being around 2 minutes. Maybe less, depends how fast you play it, I guess. It's pretty simple as Kindleds were at the time and nothing in comparison to what you would see now. Zayne's most of the time in one place. You kind of walk around him to like see his bag. But aside from that, like you don't get many angles of Zayne. You know, it doesn't look that different in comparison to like, you know, the general like dynamic of like him standing there and talking. Like I don't feel like it's a bit different, right? Like it's still a Kindled, but it's fairly simple and not like these really animated Kindles that we get now where there's a lot more movement. Plus it's also short. It's kind of similar to the Heartstring Symphony Kindled, which was rerun back in November. So if you remember kind of what that looks like, it's kind of a little similar to that. My personal opinion time. I have a lot of opinions. I feel bad for the Zayne girlies just like I do the Caleb girlies. I feel like y'all are getting screwed over. And being a harem girling myself, I am also being screwed over. But what am I not? This is a good card, and I do actually recommend playing it for yourself if you are a Zayne girly, whether that means going to find it on YouTube or getting the card for yourself. It is also red, which is one of his primary colors that he hasn't had in a while. The last limited 5-star of his that was red was exclusive tutorial. So it's been a hot minute, but that doesn't mean there won't be another red one. Like I'm sure there will be because it is one of his primary colors, but I don't know when. I can't tell you that. Watch it be the anniversary, wouldn't that be funny? Speaking of the anniversary, that is something that I would strongly take into consideration before thinking about pulling this card. I would actually recommend holding off pulling this card. I would not pull on it on Christmas Eve, and instead I would wait to pull on it until the trailer for the anniversary is released, as I'm assuming there's a good chance it'll be released before the end, and if not, well, I'm sorry. But no, I can't foresee them not releasing the trailer for the anniversary, so if you wanted to decide which you wanted more, just kind of hold off. Just don't get it right away. You don't need to get it right away. It's been around for a while. You don't need to get it yet. You can wait. Have patience. And just wait for the anniversary multi-trailer to drop, and then you can compare it, being like, do I want this new Zayne card, or do I want to get Medical Rescue? And hopefully that'll also help you make a decision. But there you have it. Those are my overall thoughts. This is a very quick video, as these videos have tended to become now that I'm getting more used to it. My overall actual thoughts, I wanted to kind of discuss that for a second, which I don't normally do in these videos, but I am like kind of surprised. I was genuinely expecting, oh, we're gonna hear a live stream announcement. That, like, when I saw Medical Rescue, I was like, what do you mean Medical Rescue? What do you mean we're getting a rerun of that? I was not expecting to see that in my feed. Of course I'm excited for it, but like the timing could not be worse. I feel like because like it is an older card, like they are good, and I don't want to like ever, you know, like I do enjoy this card. Like it's a good card. Injured Zayne is great. But I feel like the quality of the cards sometimes have gotten better in terms of like the stories are a lot longer now, and the Kindleds are a bit longer as well, and there is a lot more going on in the Kindles. They're much nicer, right? I was expecting this to be in January, and I'm surprised that they're doing it at the same time of Caleb's solo. I think that's like the thing I'm most surprised about, actually, is the fact that like it's overlapping with Caleb's solo, because I understood when we were doing it with like the long banners, like Silas's Myth, for example, or the Idol banner. Like I thought that made sense, because I feel like around that point, like once it's kind of been a while, like it's starting to die out. There's not much left to do, and you kind of have like a week left to still kind of do things. And so I get why they release reruns at those times. And technically, at this point in time, like when this will be released, like it'll be like kind of the end of Caleb's banner, like everything, you know, I mean, at this point in time, you can do everything. You can play the full event story, you can get the max amount of points in the game. So like in that case, there's not like a lot left to do, but I'm still surprised because I feel like solo banners aren't that long to begin with. So I'm a little scared what this means for the future of Love and Deep Space, because this will definitely be a trend going forward. I think the only time we're not going to be getting reruns like this potentially now, I get why they're going to do it, because obviously there's a lot of cards in the game. There's a lot of things to rerun, especially if you're obviously not a day one player. There's a lot of things that you'll want to catch up on. I'm not a day one player. I've only been playing since March of this past year. So I don't own most of these cards. Heck, I don't even own all of Caleb's cards. I was close. I'm like 2 away. But I think this is, you know, we're starting to see the precedent of like what reruns are going to be like going forward, and it's gonna be a lot if you're someone who wants to get all of the cards. It'll be interesting to see what next year will bring. I think we're still gonna get a lot of new cards. Like I don't think they're gonna stop the pace of new cards. I think we'll be getting them as regularly as we were getting them this year, but I think reruns are going to be in between those times, which I understand because there's a lot of things to rerun, but I think it's also going to be a lot. So just, I think, prepare yourselves for what is coming next year, and maybe pick out the ones that you are more interested in. Maybe, you know, check them out on YouTube beforehand and see if it is a card that you really love and you would like to have. Or keep coming back to my YouTube channel. I will be talking about all the reruns. I've played like almost every single card at this point, so, you know, I have the information. But anyways, that is my thoughts, my feelings. I wanted to come and talk about a little about reruns at the end here, a little rambly. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I filmed this a little earlier than I did and edited it probably earlier than I usually would, as I will not have time to upload this any other time. So that's why there might be not as much footage, I feel like, as I usually put in. Not that I have like a whole lot of footage, but I feel like I had a bit more, so there won't be that really in this one because I don't have the card. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face, and let me know down below if you will be pulling for this card. And if you do, Zayne girlies, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get them in 10 pulls, and then you can get Medical Rescue and whatever the anniversary multi-banner ends up being. I hope so. I hope that for you. I hope that you get them so fast and you'll be like, oh, it's great. But I wish you the best of luck if you genuinely are pulling. Wish me luck as well. I will be trying to get it. And I will see you soon in a new video, sometime after the holidays. So anyways, have a nice holiday, and that is all. Okay, bye!